Welcome to one of several interviews that we've conducted here at the Net Masters Hockey World Cup. Behind us, Sri Lanka are playing in a fairly feisty encounter, so if the noise from the pitch overshadows us, we'll pause and come back to the questions. I'm Simon Mason and delighted to be joined by World Masters Hockey President Glenn Paton, who's going to give us just a little bit of insight on A, his role, and B, the tournament here in Nottingham. So we're midway through this World Cup here at the Nottingham Hockey Centre, and your reflections on it so far?
Right. Extremely positive. The feedback we're getting is very positive from the managers, the coaches, the players, also from the umpires and the technical staff themselves. That it would appear that we've raised the bar, and that's what we're looking for. If you can raise the bar, Masters Hockey's taken more seriously, and that's what it's all about. And plus, we're enjoying it.
Well, there certainly seems to be a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces. Well, for most of it anyway. We've had a couple of little conflicts on a pitch, but that's about it. Off the pitch, it's been fine. And this is one of 3 events taking place around the world. So to me, that suggests we've got a really healthy global Masters community.
Yep. I mean, from back in 2007, we had 13, 14 teams from a couple of continents. Now we're up over the 200, 250 teams easily, and more to come. And we've got teams from every single continent on the planet here in Nottingham for this tournament. What more can you ask for? It's this growth. Let's keep it expanding.
And it's not just about numbers, though. It must be about structures. And you've held senior roles in Masters Hockey for a decade or so now, and you must have seen a real change in the community as a whole.
I think that's the biggest change. Originally, each Masters organisation in different countries, it was one individual who was really switched on, who was the driving force, and then that drew more players in, and as more players got involved and they saw how enjoyable it was and that we're getting serious training, things like that, it grew. Then the National Association started to take interest, and that's what we want. FIH started to take interest, which is even more important, but now we've got the structure where a lot of NAs are supporting directly the organisers, and even in the countries where the NAs aren't, there's more recognition that Masters Hockey offers something to everyone. And I think that's what I'm seeing. And so you've got proper coaches, you've got managers with experience, you've got players who not only want to be here, but they'll practice week after week, month after month, and will be selected after rigorous training session. That's showing what this can do. And these players maybe never played international before. Maybe some of them didn't even play at the highest levels in their leagues. But they've stayed in the sport, they looked after themselves, and boy, are they still developing.
And that development, it doesn't seem to be limited to specific nations. It seems like for me as we walk around it, there's friendships and relationships that are established. That means there's countries maybe not with the biggest infrastructures, but they're relating to other countries. So maybe a Ghana here is seeing a Netherlands, or maybe Sri Lanka is seeing a Germany or an England, and those relationships are really healthy for the sport in general.
That's it. What happens is the hockey family takes over. Nationality, ethnicity, colour, religion goes out the window. The opening ceremony, as soon as this opening ceremony was over and the tournament was open, all these teams and players came onto the park and they were mixing and they were all sharing photographs and there was joy everywhere. It didn't matter what they looked like or anything else. We're all international hockey players, we all want to move forward, and that's it. What more can you ask? It drives the passion, and that's what we want.
And reflecting back specifically here in Nottingham, I mean, that passion seems to have created, day 6, a real positive energy that surrounds all of the competition, both genders, both age groups, and the site itself.
Yep, and you're seeing that in the players. When they're doing well, they're desperate to get on the park, get more goals and things like that, and they're disappointed if they've lost narrowly. But even some of them have lost quite heavily. You can see that they enjoyed the competition, and hopefully they go back and learn and train more, and they come back and they do better the next time around. It's just as we said, it's a growing situation, and when you see that joy, and even the social event the other night was something else that I haven't quite seen before so early in a tournament, towards the end of a tournament. They were singing about it the next day. So.
Well, and therefore, if there was any one particular thing that you would like to see as a takeaway from this, something that the tournament has achieved, what would that be?
I think the development in the country is getting more Masters players involved of both genders. Maybe in the future, hockey fives for Masters players. we've even wondered about the idea of beach hockey for Masters players. But it's developing the sport completely, and maybe with a bit more commercial interest, we can get more money for infrastructure and get professionals to run it, so it's not volunteers doing it all on their shoulders every day, every week, month after month after month.
Well, I know as being part of the volunteer group, the volunteers are happy to commit to it, and it's been a pleasure to create it. We are glad that you're happy with what Nottingham has put on, and we'll see if we can continue over the second half of this week to continue to bring that joy. But thanks for your time and your insight at this moment, and here's to a good weekend of hockey.
Yeah, this is what we hope. I'm looking forward to the finals, and I'll maybe enjoy handing over the brand new World Masters World Cup.
Fabulous. Thanks for your time.
Cheers. Thank you.